Good day, Magi family. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. You can find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who bought me a cup of tea. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And by the way, there's some weirdo out there asking people in my name. You know, they've cloned the Joseph Magi name, and they're asking you to send money on WhatsApp. That's not me. I don't have a WhatsApp. Okay, the only way to send me money is the link in the description on PayPal. So if you see somebody using my name and asking you for money and to join them on WhatsApp, report them, because that's not me. Okay, somebody is just using my name, trying to squeeze money out of you. So, with regard to Harry and Meghan are moving from Montecito, and there are two articles that two titles that catch my eye. One is Meghan and Harry are not over the moon about their $11 million mega mansion, and they want to sell. Well, they're not. So what does that mean? Oh, it's just not me. You know, I don't love it. So they have 9 bedrooms, I think, 11 bathrooms. So 9 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms. What are you doing there? They have a pool. They have a tennis court. They have a spa. They have a sauna. There's like built-in compliments. You look fantastic today, Meg. Harry, did you grow some more hair overnight? You know, I mean, so what is so terrible about this place? Is it are the neighbors sick of them because they keep pandering media attention? The other thing is, it says they are reportedly hunting for their new California dream home to raise Archie and Lilibet. So allegedly, they're saying that Harry and Meghan want to stay in Montecito. So they've got this huge $11 million house. Montecito's like this big. Can you see that? It's like that big. It's really a small place. So are you going to buy the house next door? I don't know if I'm buying it. I think they're going to move to New York, okay, because Meghan wants to go into politics, and I think New York is the only state where you can just show up and declare residence like immediately, and you don't have to live there for 3 years, 5 years before you go and represent the people of New York, which are apparently very transitory because they don't mind if you just show up one day and run for office the next. So one of the questions I want to know is this house leased? I mean, they sure didn't stay long. Is this house leased or owned by the Sussexes? Because they're leaving real quick, and a lot of people have said, you know, it's just they just come and rent it occasionally and then do like a thing there. You know, have some people over, and then they leave, and then they go stay with Doria. So is this house owned or leased by the Sussexes? And if it's owned, we're going to see some very solid, very rooted cards. Owned or leased? Diamond ring, that's pretty good. Water into wine. Magi. Both these cards can be deceptive. Player. Mustard seed. Oh, executioner. Cup overflowing. 3 hearts. Hamster wheel. Well, hamster wheel's a long trip. Leased or owned? Okay, 2 diamonds. That's the marriage card. That's diamond ring. And executioner can be a judge or can be cutting. Can be a judge, lawyer, cutting. Magi, manifesting a transformation, committed to manifesting a transformation. 1023 in their rootedness. So far it looks like they own it. So if they don't own it, we're going to get player. We do have Magi and player, and we have 8 hearts. Karmic relationship. This is family. Player is very temporary, comes and goes. Okay, leaving, starting something new. Mustard seed, planting a new seed in the future. So this had 6 clubs, 23, 6 clubs, and there's the mustard seed, planting something new. Executioner, legal. It's an emotional decision. It's not a rational decision. Cup overflowing, the most emotional card. Or they were drunk when they made this decision, which wouldn't surprise me. Roses, and this can also be drunk or drugged. Roses, sweet for appearance, virtue signaling, and a long distance. Yeah, so this kind of suggests they're moving far away. Okay, so if they're not going to live in LA, if they're not going to live in California, and they want to live in New York, if you're wealthy, you just buy another place. You buy a place in New York in addition to your California residence, and you have 2 residents. If you're a normal person, you can't own 2 very expensive residences. You can only own 1 because you just don't have that much money. So they're acting like people who don't have, huge amounts of billionaire funds available to them and $100 million funds. I don't believe my dog sheds until I come here and do a magi reading, and there's all these tiny little hairs, which I don't see them anywhere else. You have to have the nice yellow magi background to see the tiny little hairs coming off of him, because they're not my hairs. So, do they own the house? I'm going to say that they own the house. It's all about appearance, though. Okay, they really want to give the appearance of wealth. They really want to look successful, and they're making an emotional decision to leave. It's not a rational decision. It's like, I fell out of love with my house. It's not like we need a bigger house, we need a smaller house, we need to downsize, we need to upgrade. It's not like that. It's just like they fell out. That someone would probably be, that someone would probably rhyme with Meghan Smarkle. That person probably fell out of love with her house. So, are they having problems with the neighbors? Let's look at Meghan and Harry and the neighbors, because maybe the neighbors are like, I wish they would just go away, and they weren't being invited to parties. It didn't work out with Oprah or Ellen. They're not like besties hanging out. That's not happening. So I could definitely see the disappointment there. But are they having like bad relationships with their neighbors because the neighbors are like, why is the media always here on my street? It was really quiet until you came, and now the media and the paparazzi are always here. Meghan and Harry and the neighbors. That's looking nice. The neighbors. A little bit of a block. Oh my goodness. Secretly a devil. We're definitely showing some issues here. Secretly a devil. So they don't like either Meghan or Meghan and Harry. They just don't like them. The neighbors don't like them. Secretly a devil. It's like, what are you doing over there in that Montecito mansion? I mean, are children bring traffic there? They're talking about them, and they don't like Meghan and Harry. Somebody really, really doesn't like Meghan and Harry, and they think they're up to really evil things, like trafficking children or something. Like, that's not really Archie. That's not really Lilibet. What's really going on there? So there's definitely a stain and an animosity that has grown up among the neighbors, transforming the permanent structure, the spine, and they don't like it. 12 and 8, 20, 5 spades. 5 spades twice. Yeah, the neighbors don't like Meghan and Harry. They don't like them. And they think they're up to something really, really disturbingly evil over there in their mansion. And that's a bad thing. If your neighbors don't like you, if they're looking in your windows and watching your car as it comes up and down the street, that's really uncomfortable. What's up with Meghan and Harry? Son, oh, everything's great. Oh, we love everybody, and the way is clear. So 8, 10, 3 diamonds, and everybody loves us. We work together with everybody. So as far as Harry and Meghan are concerned, everything is peachy. Everything is wonderful. But the neighbors don't like them. So they're having neighbor problems. But they're like in denial of these neighbor problems. Are they broke? Are Harry and Meghan broke? Because Netflix, Spotify, their $1 million a shot speaking engagements, none of this stuff is happening. On the other hand, when Harry turns 40, he is going to get a very substantial, another portion of a very substantial inheritance from Diana. I think his portion, Harry's portion, I think is probably $8 million. That's a lot of money. I don't have that kind of money. So, are they broke? Are they broke? 5 spades. Problems going forward, step by step. Problems in rising up, 10, 17, 5 hearts. They are reacting to problems in making their way in Hollywood. So this decision is a reaction to having difficulty breaking into the Hollywood crowd and not being, the chief Illuminati officers. Harry's chief something, chief head cheerleader at some nonsense company, which is really just free advertising. Harry is involved in the company. Fox secretly making a clever decision about the structure of their life and very emotional about working everything. So there are secrets. They're hiding secrets. I'm asking if they're broke. There are financial problems. They feel like there's financial problems. The 10 hearts keeps coming up. I think they feel like there's problems more than there really are problems. I think they have tremendous amounts of money. I just think, Charles has cut them off. That very large amount of money is now a much smaller amount of money. And there's so many famous boxers and actors like MC Hammer, Can't Touch This. He's singing You Can't Touch This song. And while he's singing it, they're repossessing his house. And then there's these other boxers. I think Mike Tyson is actually one of these people. I'm not sure. But spending like ridiculous millions and millions and millions of dollars. All these bodyguards, crazy parties, drugs and alcohol and eating and drinking and limousines. And before you know it, all the money's gone. And they have so much money. Well, that's how Harry and Meghan like to live. They live like they're billionaires, but they're not. They're not billionaires. They're millionaires. So they definitely feel like things are not going very well for them. Things could be going a lot better for them. And it's really creating a problem for them. But I think it's more emotionally they feel like they're broke rather than, in terms of like you or I or anyone is actually broke. They're not actually broke. They just feel like they are. This lung infection sounds worse today than it was. I was feeling like I was well until I made this video, and now I sound terrible. So, are they really moving to New York, or are they going to stay in California? Because an actual good reason to sell that house, which if they're wealthy, they don't need to sell the house. They shouldn't. They should certainly buy another house before they sell the last one. But a good reason would be to move across the country. You don't need that California house because you're going to be living in New York. Okay, so let's look at New York versus California. Are they going to live in New York? Because there was a lot of talk about that, and Meghan is making these political moves, which again, that is something that she can't do. She can't go into politics. Harry can't be involved in politics. So that is the thing. That is the most likely thing, because that is the most destructive thing for Harry that Meghan could possibly do. So my money's on Meghan's going into politics, because she's whether conscious or not, and I think it's conscious, I think she's probably like a malignant narcissist. She is destroying Harry piece by piece, and that's the worst thing she can do to Harry. And so that's what I think she's probably going to do. So New York, California. Are they really going to New York? Ooh. Ooh. Oh my goodness. California. Oh, there it is. It's in the cards, folks. Look at that. It's in the cards. New York, devil, snake, earthquake. Wow. 23, 33, 9 hearts. 9 hearts, she really wanted to do it, but she really upset some people in New York. Okay, in the political world in New York. Wow, that really, really didn't work out. I mean, just look how dark it is. It's all spades. 10 spades and the devil, these are like the worst spades. And the snake is really bad too. The snake is another kind of devilish card. So she got like the devil twice and the earthquake. What a disaster. New York really didn't work out, but 9 hearts, she really wanted it to. So calling those senators and huckstering for the Family Leave Act, which does exist in the federal government. I worked for the federal government, so it already exists in parts, in places, but not in private industry. She wanted to mandate federally, and that's what we need. We need more big government. We need higher taxes. We need hyperinflation, and we need more COVID lockdowns. That's what we need. So I hope you realize I'm kidding. But it really didn't work out. She really upset somebody in New York in the political world. So California, continuing to make their way, big fancy house, and working these relationships. 21 6 hearts. So they're definitely staying in California because New York really didn't work out. I think she made perhaps some powerful enemies, some powerful adversaries who are like, you better not pull that stuff again, because I'm going to come after you if you do, to Meghan. That's what I think someone said to her. It's really bad for New York. Man in handcuffs, just going right after it. 15, 4 clubs. Just, this is what we need to do right now. Some people are very reactionary. I think Meghan, she does strategize, okay, but overwhelmingly she acts very emotional, and she reacts. She loves to react. So these two right here is like, this is what she's just throwing herself at this right now. The problem is it's not Meghan. It's not any kind of behaviors or anything that Meghan said. It's the house. The house is cursed. We need to get out of here. Okay, it's that kind of a reaction. So Meghan is just like, let's get out of here. And then they're just like the Beverly Hillbillies. They're going to throw everything in the truck. Ma and Pa are going to get in the front, and everybody else is going to get in the bed of the truck, and they're just going to drive along. And, all the young men are going to ogle Ellie Mae as they go by. So they're staying in California because something happened in New York that really wasn't good. So let's review. Is the house leased or owned? This looks to me like it's owned by them, but it's all about appearance. The house is all about appearance. They are having problems with their neighbors. The neighbors, some or many of the neighbors, are seeing Meghan and Harry as like devils. Where are these children coming from? What are you really doing over there? Are they broke? They really feel like they're broke. Meghan really wanted to move to New York, but that's not happening. Something went really, really wrong in New York. So, a horse, of course. I'm very hoarse today. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author, playing card divination, fortune telling, the Magi method. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if somebody asks you to call them on a WhatsApp, don't do it. It's not me.